How does a wand choose its witch or wizard? What's good, Potterheads? Welcome back to the Half-Blood YouTuber channel, where today I'm gonna explain just that. This video is the first part in a new series I hope to continue here on the channel, where I'm gonna go in depth into the Harry Potter magic system. This series is gonna cover stuff like wand lore, which we're covering today, transportation, obviously spellcasting and related topics, magical items, magical beasts, and so much more. If you like this video and want more, obliterating the like button really helps out the channel. Also, make sure to subscribe for instant access to more totally tubular Harry Potter content. But enough introduction, cause it's time to be extraordinary. Right off the bat, just a quick side note. I want to thank each and every one of you for bringing the Half-Blood YouTuber channel to over 200 subscribers at the time of this script. I am absolutely shocked and immensely grateful for the amount of support this channel has been getting recently, and I hope you all stick around for the long run because this channel is destined for amazing things. But for now, welcome to the Half-Blood YouTuber community of Potterheads. You are all extraordinary. Also, most of the information I'm sharing in this video is coming from the wand lengths, flexibilities, woods, and cores articles on wizardingworld.com. If you would rather read those articles than watch this video, I completely understand, so those links will be in the description down below. Now that's out of the way, let's get into Wand Lore 101. This is the absolute basics of wand lore, which everything else pretty much extends from. When Harry buys his first wand in the Sorcerer's Stone, Mr. Ollivander states, "The wand chooses the wizard, remember? And of course, you will never get such good results with another wizard's wand." A great example of this is Neville Longbottom, who everyone thought was a nobody and a disappointment to his family name, until he broke his father's wand, which he had been using that whole time. Once he got his own wand that actually chose him, his magical skill and talent progressed massively to the point he almost qualified for all the Newt level classes required to become an Auror. Another important piece of basic wand lore to understand is that each individual aspect of a wand, its length, flexibility, wood, and core, has their own specific preferences in terms of an owner. So when all those preferences are combined into one wand, it becomes truly unique to that owner, just like that owner will be truly unique compared to other witches and wizards. Getting a little more advanced, let's start off with wand flexibility. Wand flexibility, or rigidity, mirrors its owner's adaptability or willingness to change. For example, when Mr. Ollivander states Bellatrix's wand is of unyielding flexibility, this means she is incredibly stubborn and linear. On the other hand, Gilderoy Lockhart's wand was slightly bendy, so he could adapt to a situation if forced to, which proved useful for his character. The problem is, some woods, as we'll see later, much prefer a person's stubbornness or adaptability to oppose their own, which may complicate the choosing process. Up next is wand length, and this I think is somewhat interesting, which is a plus considering talking about wood sticks for an entire video can be pretty boring sometimes. Ollivander wands tend to range between 9 and 14 inches, with a few exceptions of course. Abnormally long wands tend to favor those with physical peculiarities which cause the extreme height, yet extremely short wands tend not to drift towards those that are of extremely short heights, but those whose personalities are lacking a crucial component. Although this is not set in stone, and longer wands could also choose those with bigger personalities. Now it was time to discuss wand woods, possibly the biggest topic for this video. Wands seem to have minds of their own, yet Mr. Weasley has one even though he can't see where it keeps its brain, and the wood might be the most complex part. Mr. Ollivander explains that every single wand is unique and will depend for its character on the particular tree and magical creature from which it derives its material. Essentially, the wand wood and core, for the most part, contain the wand's personality within them. He continues saying that a wand and its owner eternally teach each other and learn from each other the moment they meet. Now, let's get specific. First, we have Acasio, which tends to produce magic for no one but its owner, and even then saves its best efforts for only the most talented witches and wizards. Mr. Ollivander keeps only a small supply of these wands for those most gifted. This wood is not meant to be wasted on bangs and smells magic, as it's commonly referred to. For example, most of the stuff Harry taught at DA meetings. Also, side note, why is Harry teaching them Wingardium Leviosa right here? If I'm not mistaken, they learned that in their first year about 5-ish years ago. Anyway, Acacia is generally underrated due to the extreme peculiarity of its preference. Remember when I said wands don't always look for a matching flexibility in its owner? Well, that applies to Alderwood. Alderwood is a very unyielding wood, yet prefers a witch or wizard of a considerate and likable personality. When well matched, Alder becomes extremely loyal, hence its stubborn rigidity. This particular word excels in nonverbal spellcasting and therefore often ends up with talent at the reins. Another fascinating wand wood is Apple, a powerful wood suited for those of high aims and ideals and therefore performs poorly with dark magic. Apple wand owners are often well-loved, long-lived, and possess a great personal charm. They also have the unusual ability to communicate with magical creatures. Much like Alderwood, Ashwood is immensely loyal, so much so that its gifting or inheritance to anyone else will cause its power and skill to dwindle, especially if the wand contains unicorn hair. Mr. Ollivander provides an old rhyme regarding wand woods which says, Rowan gossips, chestnut drones, Ash is stubborn, hazel moans, to explain that Ashwood wand owners generally aren't easily swayed from their beliefs or opinions. An important thing to note is that although an Ash wand owner will be stubborn, they will never be arrogant. Bearing all this in mind, it's not hard to believe that Cedric Diggory owned an Ash wand. Hashtag Hufflepuff for life. And on to the next letter of the alphabet with Blackthorn, the wand that Harry used after he faced off with Nagini in Godric's Hollow was made of Blackthorn. So I thought it would be interesting to connect this wand wood to a trivial piece of information you probably forgot about.
That's completely mental.
Anyways, Blackthorn is best suited for warriors, so you can only assume this is a combat wood. It is not strictly used for dark magic, although Death Eaters and the like will more commonly unleash its full potential in battle, because they have a lot less limits on themselves for how powerful and how dark of a spell they are willing to use. And this makes perfect sense, as the person Ron took his Blackthorn wand from was a Death Eater or Snatcher, I really can't remember, but either way, it was a person who practiced the dark arts. Now, you may have had enough of stubborn stakes and loyal wood, and I get that, so let's move on to wand cores. Of course, the three main wand cores we know and love are Phoenix Tailfeather, Dragon Heartstring, and Unicorn Hair. Fun fact, each member of the Golden Trio's wands had different cores. Harry's had Phoenix Tailfeather, Hermione's had Dragon Heartstring, and both of Ron's had Unicorn Hair. I will probably reiterate this point when we get to spells, but the spell that happened between Harry and Voldemort in Goblet of Fire, Priori Incantatem, was caused by their wand cores because Fawkes gave the feather in both of their wands, otherwise known as twin cores. First is Unicorn Hair, which is the most consistent of the three, and does not often fluctuate performance-wise. Unicorn Hair wands are hardest to turn to the dark arts, and are often very attached to their first owner. So, since Ron's first wand was a hand-me-down from Charlie, the wand refused to perform well for him even if he tried. A flaw in Unicorn Hair, however, is that they are not very powerful, and if misused, the hair may die and need to be replaced. On the other hand, Dragon Heartstring wands are the most powerful and most flashy. While other wands may refuse to perform for new owners, Dragon Heartstring wands embrace the change. While they can be won in battle, these wands form a strong bond with anyone skilled enough to beat their current master. And last, we have Phoenix Tailfeather, the rarest core type according to Garrick Ollivander. They are capable of the most powerful and skillful magic, although you must work to earn that performance, which I think just makes the spellcasting all the more satisfying. These wands are the pickiest when choosing an owner, because the Phoenix is one of the most independent magical creatures out there. In the words of Mr. Garrick Ollivander, these wands are the hardest to tame and to personalize, and their allegiance is usually hard won. And that's it for the video. If you like this video, obliterate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It seriously, pun intended, helps out the channel. If you have taken the wand test on wizardingworld.com, leave your wand details along with the 3 C's, comments, constructive criticism, and conversation in the Patronus section down below. As always, make sure to subscribe with the logo coming up on the left for more totally tubular Harry Potter content, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date on the channel. But that's all for now, so stay extraordinary. Peace.